This is an example for how to use DocsToGo, which is an application on the iPad. You'll see it right here. I'm going to open that application now and go through a few of the examples. Down here you'll see there's a few different ways to access files within here. DocsToGo is essentially a way to modify, create, or edit Word documents, Excel documents, and PDF and or PowerPoint documents. So it's a way to kind of access your Microsoft-based files and folders within here. So a few ways to do this. Local is basically, this is documents I've created directly in this app. You can also access your documents directly from your desktop. So you need to create here a file that shows exactly where this is, and you basically have a folder on your desktop similar to something like Dropbox that will translate directly back and forth with this application. And then the other way that you can do this is using the online. And so this is the most effective way to do this. And I've got this set up to directly link with my Dropbox folder. So whatever I have in Dropbox can directly link up with here. And you'll see when I click on that, it shows what's in my Dropbox folder. And you can see all of the different documents and folders I have in there. So I've created today a couple of examples to show you that. So I'll go in here, and it's always going to try to sync up to make sure it's got the latest version of what's in this, what I'm utilizing in this app, and then what's already in my Dropbox. So I've got both a Word document and an Excel document here. I'll open up the Word document first. And essentially, this is going to be a little bit different when you use this or create a Word document on your desktop. You have high levels formatting and capabilities there to do different things. Here it's going to be very basic, and how I'd recommend use of this is either creation of a very basic Word or Excel document or just editing of said document. So you can see that on here, for instance, you've got a few different things that you can do. You can highlight font, text colors, highlights, etc., the basics. You can also increase or decrease indents, and then if you ever click on more, they always give you more options on what you can do for formatting. You also can create number lists and bulleted lists, outlines, etc., so you can kind of create the basic documents there. You also kind of have a settings button here where you can look at full screen, word count, find and replace, just the basic editing functions. As well as here at the end, you can decide if you save this, you can send it or open in another application. And for instance, if I click on that, it shows you based on the apps that I have installed on my iPad, what other ones I can open this in. So I can open this directly to a meeting application or directly into Dropbox to save it that way. For editing, if I click in the text itself, you'll see the keyboard come up, and then I can delete text, I can add text to this, and you can kind of see that happen right there. If you click down here on the keyboard button, that will disappear, and then you've got your options to save, etc. again. So here I will save this, and then I will click back to go in the folder, and you can see that it's asking me if I want to sync this up, and I will say yes, and that will sync it right back in my Dropbox folder. If we look at an Excel file, in Excel you can do some basic calculations and various things. You don't want to create or utilize a very complicated Excel folder. Oftentimes the Excel documents that are really complicated with a lot of large calculations may not open correctly or allow you to edit it within here. So it's a great way to do some basic recording of data out in the field, or editing, or just doing some basic calculations. And so for instance, you can see here, if I click in one of the boxes and then click up in the function, I can enter in numbers here, whatever that may be. You can also enter in text, and that's all recorded. I can also go back in and delete cells as well. So really basic things. You can also, in basic calculations here, you can see I've got a calculation set up in here to take a cell and add to it. That would be this cell here. If I change that, you can see that that other cell is changed. You can also, in here, just like the other ones, you can change text color. You can highlight color. For instance, if I want to highlight that cell in yellow, I can do so. You can insert and delete rows and columns, freeze panes, hide rows, hide columns, etc., as well as doing some basic editing functions like sorting and finding clear cells go to full screen. So again, we can do save as functions or open and utilize this. If I open in Dropbox, for instance, you can see it goes directly to my Dropbox account, and I can choose where in Dropbox I want that to go and press save. And so you can see it saving here in this in my Dropbox folder. So that is accessible anywhere, and I recommend watching our video that we've produced on Dropbox in order to understand how that functionality and utility works. So if we go back, again, if I don't save first and I just click back, it'll ask me what I want to do with that. I'll save that document. And that kind of shows kind of those utilities of that. Again, I can access any of the documents within that folder. If I want to create a new document here, what I do is just click the Add button up here, and it will ask me what type of document I want to create. If I want to create a Word document, I can just start typing. And it does the basic functions in Excel, or excuse me, in Word and Microsoft, like text correct and autocorrect and those types of things. So once that is done, I just click Save, and it will ask me what I want to name that file and where I would like to save it. Here I'll put it back in my Dropbox and then click Save, and it is back in my Dropbox. So it's asking me if I want to sync that, and you can see right down here I've created that test document. It will also may show up, if I saved it locally, it would show up just in my local files. So that's kind of the basic utility of DocsToGo, the ability to utilize and create basic Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and PDF files within here. If you have any questions, please contact us and let us know. Thanks.